All right, let's do a wrap-up of what's been going on with Eric Nomadic Fanatic, Casey Roman, Sightseeing Sally, Steffi Lee, and much, much more. What's up, blind viewers? How's everybody doing today? Okay, let's start off with Casey Roman. Now, I don't know. There's something about her. She just, she makes me laugh. Her vocabulary and her, of course, her camera presence or on-air presence because she was a news reporter. It just, I don't know. There's something about her. I could listen to her tell stories all day. However, this isn't such a nice thing. She actually went and she had a mammogram, and there was some concerns, and unfortunately she had this done on a Friday. She had to wait all weekend. She has put out a video since, but no updates that I have heard. But yes, it was a very emotional video. It was very touching and personal, but it was a little out of the ordinary for Casey video. But yeah, it was kind of upsetting to watch. It actually choked me up a little bit. But yeah, bad news. Well, we're not sure. Kind of up in the air news with Casey Roman. So wish her well. Go over and check out her stuff and give her a well-wish comment and a thumbs up. All right, next we have IRL Rosie. That's right, our little voice actress that scams the scammers. She has a new video up in case you didn't see. Go over and check it out. It's an Irma Girsh one where she does her usual antics to the scammers, really gets them upset, and they get pretty angry at the end. Good stuff as always from my girl IRL Rosie. She's a trip. All right, what do we got going on with Chrome from Vancity Van Life? Well, he found a nice little cabin in the woods. Him and his buddy hung out at the cabin for a while and had some fun up in there in the Great White North. And there was some snow, and then the snow went away and everything. Yeah, it's just, you know how it is up there in Canada. Pretty good stuff as usual from Chrome up there at the cabin. And then he was getting ready to throw on the snow chains and head on down the mountain or the hill or whatever he was up on. But yeah, sitting there for a couple of days, ran his batteries down because there was no sun because of the weather, and he wasn't moving or driving. He did start the van up for a little while to charge his batteries, his house batteries I'm talking about. But yeah, so his house batteries, he got them down to 30-some percent, or 39% or something, and he doesn't want to go below 50%. So, even though you have all those solar panels and all the other good stuff in the wintertime, sometimes the angle of the sun and the cloud cover and the snow and everything else, you just can't rely on that alone to power your house batteries. So go over and check out Chrome and see what his next adventure is going to be. How about Squirmy and Grubs? Haven't talked about them in a while. All right, Squirmy and Grubs, what are they up to? Well, they were doing some Q&As about having children. Them two having children. Can Shane? If he can, and they do, then who's going to take care of the kid and Shane? And she already has to deal with Shane. And is it going to be possible? And who's going to take care of Shane when Hannah's down and having the kids and nursing and doing all this stuff? How is she going to take care of two? And all kinds of questions like that. And I'm not going to go ahead and give you all the answers, but so if you want to know, go over to Squirmy and Grubs and watch their video on them guys answering questions about what ifs and can they have kids. All right, what's next on the agenda? I think it was time for some Sightseeing Sally news. That's right. Sally and Marty, as you heard me talk about a little not too long ago, they were packing up and getting ready to hit the road. Well, they did. They hit the road. And Well, they ran into a little snag pretty quick. There was tornado warnings and all kinds of crazy stuff their first day out. And they had some turbo issues with the truck. Fortunately, after doing some research and talking to some folks, it's just I think an intake hose or something that's leaking. And it's not necessary that they get it fixed immediately. So they are going to, try to get it fixed a little bit down the road. But as Sally says, Marty's not one to put things like that off. So we're all sure that Marty's going to get on it and get that hose replaced as soon as possible. But then as they traveled on, they came upon pretty much an abandoned town in Illinois. It's a little town called Cairo. And I guess in its day, it had a population of about 15,000. Now it's down to 2,000. And Sally takes us around and shows all the abandoned buildings, stores, gas stations, and everything. It's kind of a eerily cool video. I mean, it's very well done. Sally does a really good job on this video. But yeah, it's eerie, but cool at the same time. And it kind of makes you think, like, where did all these people go? Where did their businesses go? What are they doing now? And kind of makes you think about these big box stores, you know, and people go, oh, it's not, it's just a business. And that's what we're all about. That's what capitalism is. And that's what we're all about and everything. But yeah, when you hear people talk about, you know, the Walmarts and the Lowe's and all those other store Targets and all that, and, you know, where it's a one-stop shop, or when you used to go to your local hardware store and you'd walk in and old Jim behind the counter, what'd you break this time? Oh, yeah, something okay for your toy. And it'd take you and show you and get you all hooked up. Or you go to the, you know, your local little clothing store or shoe store or whatever it may be. And now you get towns like this that Sally's showing us, because right outside that little town is probably a Lowe's, a Home Depot right next to each other, which always amazes me. And then you have Walmarts and Targets and all these other stores, these big box stores where everybody just walks in, gets everything they need and leaves all these little towns behind to just wither away to nothing. And to me, I don't know about you all, but to me, in this country, in the United States, to see these little abandoned towns, I don't know. It's unnerving. That's all I can say. It's very unnerving. But anyway, Sightseeing Sally, very, very good video. Go over and check her out. It's awesome. All right, now we got Steffi Lee. That's right. As I talked about a little bit earlier, she said van is done. She's ready to hit the road, and she did that. We talked about her hitting the road. Well, she's on the road. She went to New York, and then she kind of heads south, and she wound up in Asheville, where she met up with another person with cystic fibrosis. Now, this might not sound like a big deal to most people, but if you know anything about cystic fibrosis, not too long ago, before they had the medicines that they do and the treatments and getting people feeling better, two people with cystic fibrosis could not get close to each other because they could cross-contaminate and cause very, very serious repercussions. So just the fact that two folks that are feeling pretty healthy and out traveling and doing their thing can actually meet up without harming each other, it's a big deal. So it was very cool to see, and I think you'll like the video. I think you'll like her channel. If you haven't went over and checked her out, Steffi Lee, very, very cool. She does very good videos. It's well produced and edited and shot and everything. It's not just a, jiggly camera. She actually puts the work in. Very cool, soft-spoken, awesome young lady with a very cool outlook. So go over and check her out for sure. Steffi Lee. All right, now, my buddy Lola from Lost on Land again. That's right. If you haven't seen her video, it's her and Vicky. All right. long story. Let me see if I can get this right in the right order. All right. Yo-Yo Max 12. She did a video where she made caramel apple bombs. And I recreated her recipe and made a video where I did the caramel apple bombs. And then I made a couple little pizza bombs. And so Lola and Vicky were out camping, and they decided they were going to try to do my little pizza bomb things. So they did that. They did them in the Dutch oven. So Yo-Yo Max, she made hers in an air fryer. I made mine in a toaster oven. And these young ladies, they went and made theirs in a Dutch oven. So if you want to go see how we all did, go back to Yo-Yo Max 12. Check out her caramel apple bomb video. Then you can come check out BlindViews remaking Yo-Yo Max's and then go watch Lola's video about Lola and Vicky checking it out and trying to do it, their little pizza bombs. So I guess it's a little bit of everybody. You got Yo-Yo Max, you got me, you got, I guess, Strong's Adventures with the Dutch Oven Lovin', and you got Lola and Vicky. So go over and check out Lost on Land Again, making the pizza bombs. All right, then we got Badge. That's right. Badge gives us another winter update. He's up there. He's all bundled up, and he shows us how he keeps his water from freezing. Shows us his water tanks and his tent around it and everything, his little shack, everything, and how he keeps his water nice and warm and keeps it from freezing. So they have water, and it's flowing, and pipes ain't bursting and all that good stuff. And he talks about how he heats the RV, how they have some stuff underneath to heat the floors, and then a little bit of moisture problem because, you know, when you heat and condensation and everything. So he talks about cracking the window, getting that airflow to dry things out a bit and everything. But yeah, he gives us a Canadian winter update since the borders are closed. And he would love to be down here with everybody else, hanging out in the desert and running around fixing everybody's stuff. But I guess for a change, he's going to fix his own stuff and make sure him and Elle don't turn into popsicles. So go over and check out my buddy Badge. All right, now we have Eric, Nomadic Fanatic. I was waiting for this one. I was waiting. I seriously was. And yes, I am not a Christmas guy. I'm not big on Christmas, but I have been waiting to see what Eric does with the house. Again, not too long ago, I made a video where I talked about he got started. He had the tree. He had the leg lamp in the window and some other Christmas decor up. But I knew because when he's on the road, he sets up his little inflatables and he puts a wreath on the RV and everything. And he's a big Christmas dude. And I just knew that if he was at home at the base camp, that this thing was going to be epic. And he did not disappoint at all. He was up putting lights on the porch, up on the ladder, putting lights around the gutter, and he strung them outside around the yard or perimeter, and he had candy canes, and he has inflatables all up all over stuff. And I was waiting for this one, and I'm glad to see that he got his little home base, and he got to break out all his Christmas toys, and it's awesome. Pretty cool. Again, I'm not a Christmas person, but he is, and I knew it was going to be epic, and it sure was. He even got one of those little laser things that has little sparkly lights that shine on the side of the RV and everything. It's awesome. Awesome. If you're a Christmas person and you like to see Christmas decorations, well, then you got to go over to Eric Nomadic Fanatic because that dude loves Christmas, and it shows. Pretty cool stuff. Check him out, Nomadic Fanatic. All right, we got a new one from Carolyn, RV Rebel Girl Carolyn, that is. And she is out hanging out with everyone in the desert, and she is running around cleaning up bottles and bags and trash. And yes, ooh, yuck, she even found a box of poop. That's right. So somebody took the time to scoop up the poop, whatever it may be, human, animal, or somewhere in between, the missing link, Bigfoot, I don't know. But yeah, they took the time to actually package the poop in a box. But yet they couldn't take it to a trash can. They left it in the desert. So, yeah, Carolyn, she had her gloves on and everything. She did not remove the poop, but she did run around and pick up a lot of trash. And, yeah, it was pretty cool because she said something that rang true with a lot of us our age. She said, when she was young and she'd walk by, and if there was, a piece of paper or something on the floor in the house, and you'd walk by it, and your mom and dad would go, are you just going to walk by that and not pick it up? And exactly. I'm sure, again, if you're our age, I'm sure you heard that very same thing in your household. So it was kind of funny to hear her say that, bringing up some good old times, some stories to reminisce about home. But yes, she was there, and she walked around and picked up a whole bunch of stuff. And then we got to see Blue Van Dam pulling in, and the other Dan, the Dan van was there, and Full Tiny House and a couple other folks. But yeah, pretty cool video. So go over and check out RV Rebel Girl and give a wave to Carolyn. Okay, that's right. I'm still going. Okay, Jackery. Got to talk about the Jackery thing. Now, I've heard other folks speak of the Jackery thing, but I guess if they're Army, did a little bit of research. There's a tiny little bit of research, not much, but they would know exactly what the deal is. Now, the deal is this. Jackery is turning 8. So, not only is it their 8th birthday, it's also Christmas time, right? Yes. So, 8th birthday, Christmas time, they are paying a pretty hefty sum to these nomads to make videos, to promote their product, and to offer coupon codes. So, yes, nomads on the road, they're getting Jackery products. They're getting paid a big old chunk of money to make a video. So, yes, they're gonna do it because nomads on the road. They use the stuff, and yeah, you know the rest. So, yes, you are going to be bombarded with Jackeries. Jackery. And that is why. Because every swinging dick in an RV has been offered a nice chunk of change and a Jackery product to go ahead and make a video. So a whole ton of them are going to be jumping on the opportunity, and you're going to be bombarded with Jackery videos. So get used to it. All right, I am going to end this one with one of my favorite subjects because it's just too funny not to mention. I know some of you don't want to hear it, so that's why I save it till the end. You guys can click off now, but it's time for the Cammy Awards. That's right. It used to be the Boyd Awards, the Buy Me YouTube Awards, but now, since the almighty Camo Dave has taken it over, of course, he has to name it after himself, so it is now the Cammy Awards. However, this year, Aaron is not involved. So, in other words, the person who did all the work, well, Camo just put his name on it and said, hey, go over and do this. Now it's all up to Zepp Productions. That's right. Zero Effort Productions is all alone in charge of the Cammies. Oh my. This should be a hoot. So there are just rules after rules after rules. This is how you got to do it. This is what I'm going to do. And he repeats it over and over and over again, which is a little condescending, but hey, I'm not one of his viewers, but if you were one of his followers and viewers and regulars, then I would be kind of upset that he had to repeat everything 15 times in one video because he thought I was that stupid that I couldn't get it the first, second, or third time, that he'd have to repeat it at least 18 more times. I don't know. That's just me. But then again, maybe he knows his audience better than I do. The next thing I got to note is that Mr. Positivity, Mr. Upbeat, Mr. I don't do anything wrong, Mr. Perfect, yes, the narcissistic Camo Dave, the one who, no matter what he does or says, he will backpedal if you call him out on it. And he is positive, and he is not here to do anything, and all he does is talk positive about people. What is the first? The first of many, or 5 or 10, because he's not going to have a lot because nobody else is doing the work. He has to do it himself, so it's going to be very minimal. He says he might have 5 categories or maybe 10, but no more than 10, but probably only 5 or 6 because, again, he's doing it himself. He actually has to do a tiny little bit of work. But then again, I'm sure he has his army that will come to his aid in some way and do half the work for him. But anyway, I digress. I'm getting off topic. But Mr. Positivity, that's right, Mr. Positivity, his very first category is that he wants you to go vote on is what nomad had the biggest decline. That's right. He wants you to go over and spread the hate. Who do you hate the most? Who annoys you the most? Who do you think just took a nosedive and ate shit the hardest this year? That's right, Mr. Positivity, starting on a high note. But I'm sure all the nomads that watch him and follow him and give him that little pat on the back and an attaboy, I'm sure they won't take offense when they get voted for being the shittiest YouTuber this year from Mr. Positivity. Oh, I am kind of looking forward to see what Mr. Zero Effort Production produces. Oh, and the other thing is in true narcissistic form, he proves that his videos, they're not to entertain his fans. The Cammy Awards are not for the people. The Cammy Awards are for everything. Everything that he does is for Camo Dave. Camo Dave doesn't do anything unless it benefits Camo Dave. And this just puts the icing on the cake. For every category that there is, he's not going to make one big video, one big show. For every category, he's going to do a little video for every one because his own words, not mine. You can go watch the video. It will get me more views. I could do one show, but why when I can spread it out and get more views? So yes, again, it's not for his viewers. It's not for his Camo army. It's for Dave. What suits Dave the best? Because he needs them views. Oh, and he's driving around in his car, talking like this again, driving with no hands on the wheel. The one that criticizes everybody else on YouTube for driving around with their camera on. He's doing this, driving, and his shitty little camera duct taped to the damn dashboard keeps falling over, so he's doing that all the time. Yeah, that duct tape, I can almost guarantee you it's camo duct tape because it's fucking zero effort too, and it doesn't work.
I'm BlindViews.
I'm BlindViews.
And I'm BlindViews. That's the way we see it.
What we do here is go back.